Guys, hello everyone. I need something to discuss about these leaks. If you missed them previous video, I show you this screenshot, but we have more information related to this screenshot. We thought it might be everything. It could be some kind of item, but was not 100% anyone sure that it is actual spells. I shared this screenshot with lots of people and also with Magdone. Again, we'll leave the link on his Twitch, on his YouTube channel. He also gonna make video about it. And there was a guy that doesn't mind information regarding these new weapons. And yes, guys, it will be weapons. It will be a shapeshifter that will allow you to transform into different animals. And today, we're gonna read what kind of abilities these weapons will have. Lots of passives, lots of active spells. Again, there will be variety of these abilities. Some of them probably not in final stage. Maybe something will be reworked on release, but the core idea probably will stay the same. Yeah, so take again this with grain of salt. It is not officially confirmed. Maybe devs later introduce a new dev talk where they will talk about that. And by the way, I got feeling that it is not the first time when people are able to leak this information about incoming update. Maybe it is SBI is leaking this information, because I got no clue. How does every time when there is a new update before their dev talk, there is a leak. There is a leak like that. Okay, so let's start. A viewer sent to Magdone bunch of code related to Albion, and yeah, it is the description of the spells, and I'll show you this reaction when he received it. Look at his eyes. Look at his eyes.
We have some new things. We have another thing. How are you digging this?
Do you see this? He'll show you in 2 seconds.
Boys, even more code.
Look at
even
this.
more code.
And it's not all. The thing is, it's not all. There is a insane list of all changes, and some changes actually related to probably reworked combat that we'll have in Albion. So again, tiny spoil, but probably devs at last gonna make spells have a wide and high range of different spells to work around some kind of objects. I think it will be related to the next update, which will also involve castle rework. Again, simple example. You know how it is when there is a wall, you cast some kind of AoE ability or non-target ability, and this ability go through the wall. Yeah, it is dumb, it is stupid, and probably they're gonna rework it. So yeah, tiny spoiler. So let's see. I'll find this moment when he is actually... And by the way, how are we gonna read this code? As you can see, it is very tough to understand what is going on. Morg actually got a 5-head plan. He put this code in ChatGPT, and ChatGPT translated in an easier, understandable way what exactly it will be. Just imagine ChatGPT, and let's watch.
Even more code.
So I found this moment. It is the first human form. So short explanation. There is a human form, there is a shape-shifting form. When you go into shape-shift form, you will be able to use shape-shift abilities for 60 seconds. Then you go back. And this is translation of human form. What kind of spells we're gonna get. Okay, Shape Ferocity Stack. This active spell applies a buff to the character called Ferocity Stack. It has maximum of 5 charges and lasts for 10 seconds. Shape Apply Ferocity on hit. This active spell applies to Ferocity Stack. The debuff to the enemy target when the character hits them. This active spell consumes 1 charges of the Ferocity Stack. So it is like natively when you will equip this weapon, you will have some stacks, yeah, that will consume and restore from time to time, as I understood. Okay, this section defines Q spells, which are likely specific abilities to the game. Shape Q skill shot. This active spell represents a skill shot ability. It is an instant spell that deals damage to enemies in certain area. So probably it also applies the ferocity stack. You get these stacks for hitting these Q spells. Okay, I got. And Shape Q skill shot effect. This effect spell represents the effect of the skill shot ability, deals damage to the enemy target, and has some visual effects. So, Q spell number 1 will be a range AoE attack on this staff. Yeah, let me move further. Okay.
Tag this app.
Q spell number 2. This active spell is an area of effect ability, so it's like probably AoE spell on Curse. It deals damage to enemies in the designed area, or like Torn ability on Nature, and applies a shield to a friendly targets. Oh my god, this active spell represents the damage component of the area of effect ability. The active spell represents the shield component of the area of the effect ability. So it will be like AoE damage / shield in a certain radius. So first Q spell, it is just hit with AoE, yeah? Like, I don't know, Fireball or Frost Staff nuke, yeah? And the second is AoE grounded ability with a shield. Interesting. Okay. Then go W spells. W spells. Okay. Shape damage AoE. This active spell represents an area of effect damage ability. It deals damage to enemies in the designed area, also AoE. This active spell represents the effect of the area of the effect damage ability. It applies a damage over time effect and reduces the movement speed of affected enemies. So it is some kind of AoE shot on the ground that will stay for a while and will slow enemies. This active spell represents an ability that pulls enemy towards the character in an area. So you will be able to pull enemies to you if you're gonna hit with that. This active spell represents the effect of the area pull ability. So you cast this W, whoop, you hit, and you pull your enemies to you. Not bad. Okay. So that was human forms. Only few spells. Maybe it will be all that we will get, or it is only part. The next thing, I want to show you how this ChatGPT works. So basically, Mock is asking, what does this code mean and what would abilities look like in the game? And then he copy-pastes this code that he received from a guy. Look. Just do like that.
And I have no idea what it means. Like, yeah, I'm just...
Why it's lagging? Oh my god.
Like if you type it like this, it structures it very, very, very well.
Up, and it automatically look at this magic. Look at this magic. It automatically show you spells. It is first dire beer. So basically a beer abilities.
You think it's a bait? I don't think it's a bait, man. This took a lot of work.
It is.
This is so
crazy.
Much code.
This is crazy.
So much code.
Let's read. Mob Shape Dire Beer Melee. This ability is a melee attack performed by the Dire Beer. It has a casting time of 0, no energy usage, and a range of 6 units. Units, as I understood, it is meters. It removes the Mob Sharp Dire Beer Melee mark, active spell from the target. It also includes a channel spell that plays a growl audio and displays a bloody impact visual on the target. This ability Dire Beer Melee mark. This ability marks all targets in the area. It has no casting time, energy usage, or range. It applies a dummy effect to all targets for a duration of 10 seconds. Dummy effects, what is that? Maybe that's some sort of aggro, maybe. This ability is an area of effect, Diabor EOE. Performed by the Diabor. It has a casting time of 1.4 seconds, a range of 4 units, meters, and a recast delay of 5 seconds. It shows the range and effect area radius. It plays a casting animation and creates a visual effect on the target position. But no details. Okay, later there will be spells with more detailed information, but let's read at least this. This ability is a bite attack. Okay, Beer Bite. This ability is a bite attack performed by the Diabor. It has a casting time of 0.6 seconds, a range of 4 meters, and a recast delay of 5 seconds. It plays a specific animation, visual effect. Okay, Beer Leap. This ability allows to perform a leap towards a ground target. It has no casting time or recast delay. It consumes 9 energy and has a range of 5 meters. It shows the range and applies a dash movement with a specific animation. It also applies the Beer Bite ability in as a multi-spell in the main hand after a time window of 4 seconds. Okay. Okay. It is weird, but let it be. Beer Leap Impact. This ability is the impact of the Beer Leap ability. It has no casting time, energy usage, or range. It applies the Beer Leap Impact effect ability to enemies in a radius of 3 meters. Okay, let's read everything, then we'll try to summarize. Beer Leap Impact effect. This ability is the actual effect caused by the Beer Leap ability impact. It has no casting time, energy usage, or range. It reduces the health attribute of the enemy by 75, stuns an enemy for 1.5 seconds, and play a spell impact. Okay, play at visual effects. Beer Bite. This ability is a biting attack performed by the beer. It has no casting time. It consumes 3 energy and has a range of 2 meters. It applies damage to the enemy health attribute, reduce the enemy movement speed for a duration, and plays a spell impact. Okay. Beer Roar. This ability is a crowd control ability where the beer perform a roar. It has a casting time of 1 second and recast delay of 20 seconds. It has no energy usage and a range of 11 meters. It interrupts enemy casts in a radius of 4 meters. It applies force movement to enemies away from the source. Force movement to enemies away from the source with the specific movement parameters. Aha. So it is, okay. It is a fear or an aggro. A force movement to enemies away. So it is, I don't get it. Okay, it is a would be cool actually, because we have fear effects, and adding fear effect to Beer Roar would be awesome. But what if you will aggro? It will be a completely different effect. If fear is a fear, but Beer Roar will force enemies to attack you. Would be interesting. Okay, it's a beer. Let me point. This is something happened. We go next. Also, forgot to mention that there will be also lots of passive effects that we're gonna take a look later. What kind of form, different forms will have different passive effects. So it's only a tiny review of abilities that we might get. So yeah, let's go. Okay. This one is 3, Ant. Ant Pull. This ability is an instant crowd control spell. It pulls enemy towards the caster, dealing physical damage, 25 health, and applying a visual effect, chain beam to the target. It's interesting. Okay, Ant Pull check. This ability is triggered when Ant Pull hits an enemy. So it is, okay, they are linked together. hits an enemy, and it applies a mark to ally players and trigger end pull effect on enemies. Okay, and end pull effect is, this ability is triggered by end pull check. It forcibly moves the target enemy towards the caster. Oh my god, force movement, and applies a visual effect, chain beam, and also deal physical damage. Okay, roar on a beer, probably it was a fear, but this one is actually a pull. You will pull all enemies towards you and will deal also damage. It is interesting. Okay, end pull effect ally mark. This ability marks ally player when triggered by end pull check. Aha, so it also not only affect enemies, yeah, but also if there will be allies, it will affect allies. End pull check, it stores the market players for a certain duration. It stores? This ability is triggered when cast moves the stored ally players towards the caster. Force movement, and applies a visual effect, chain beam. It also deals physical damage to the ally player. Oh wait, so this ability that can pull can be used on enemies and can be used to allies. And imagine scenarios when there is a ZVZ or there is some kind of clap, and you can pull your enemies from this huge AoE and save them. This is actually huge. This is actually insanely huge. So it can be used in an offensive way and in a defensive way. Okay. And root skill shot. This ability is a range crowd control spell. It applies a root effect to an enemy with a circular area, dealing physical damage, and applies visual effects. Okay. Okay. Nice. This ability is triggered by end root skill shot. Okay, so these all abilities have secondary effects. It is awesome. It applies a root effect to the target enemy for a certain duration and plays a visual effect. Okay, root area. This ability is an area of effect buff spell. It creates a circular area that applies effect to enemies and ally players within its range. The effects include a movement speed debuff, health drain, and health over time. And visual effects. Nice, so it's a skill shot AoE debuff with life drain. Okay. End root area effect. This ability is triggered by end root area. This ability. It applies a movement speed debuff, health drain, that plays visual. It also applies a root effect to the enemy for a certain duration. So it is a combination of AoE root on a distance with a life steal. Okay, got it. Okay, on ally, this ability is triggered, it applies a defensive bonus to ally players within the area for a certain duration. Okay, but if you're gonna cast this route on an ally, it will give you defense bonus. And the last one, End Channel Tree. This ability is a channeled buff spell. It applies various effects to the caster, such as invincibility, not being hittable by others, and visual effects. This ability is triggered by Channel Tree. It applies a shield aura to the caster within a certain radius in a certain duration. So it means that you will be able to transform into a tree. It will make you invincible, not being hittable by others, and visual effects. The question is, will you be able to cast it on yourself only, or also on your allies? Imagine the potential of this ability. It would depend how it will work actually in the game, because terror is one thing, and how it will work in the game, it will be totally different experience. But in perfect world, you will be if you will be able to cast it on your allies, you will be able to hide your allies and transforming them into a trees. Like there is a ganker, yeah, you are ganking with a friend, you hide him, now he is a tree, and lonely guy will be around somewhere and bumps this tree, transform into a beer paw up and killing their targets. It is an interesting concept, not gonna lie, but we'll see how it's gonna work. Next, It is... Okay, this is a Panther, guys. This is a Panther. Let's check what Panther skills we gonna get. This actual description is much better. Panther Claws. Q spell. Target enemy, cast time 0, hit delay 1.1, stand time 0.2, disruption factor 1, recast delay 2 seconds. So, like Thunder Armor on daggers. Energy usage 3, cast range 2 units, super low. Melee hit strike, category debuff, max stacks 3, max charges 3. Yeah, so it is actually the same ability on the Panther Claws like on daggers. Literally the same. Okay. This ability represents claw attack. It is quick melee strike. Oh, wait. It is a quick melee strike that inflicts physical damage to an enemy, reducing their health by 66.69. It also resets the cooldown of a main head slot by 0.5 seconds relative to the remaining cooldown time. It has a visual impact effect and uses the same small cast heroic strike audio. Okay. So instead of Thunder Armor, you will be reducing with each attack maximum health. If you will transform into this cat Panther, yeah? You will transform into this cat and will reduce maximum health of your enemy. It's nice, okay. Next, second ability, Panther Pounce, W spell. Target ground, casting time 0 seconds, hit delay 0 seconds, stand time 0 seconds, recast delay 10 seconds, so it is 10 seconds cooldown, energy usage 9, cast range 6 meters, UI type, it is damage, okay, UI. It is category force movement. And let's read. This ability represents Panther's Pounce. It allows Panther to leap towards a ground target location. So you need to choose where to jump. This ability, so it's not targeted. This ability has a dash effect with a movement speed of 18 units. So it is speed, animation speed from point A to point B. And it scales the animation. The ability can only be used if a character on loud percent is less than 150. It is actually a very unique mechanic. So if you will be over loud, you will not be able to, well, not unique mechanic, but you will not be able to use this ability. It's probably to prevent this abusing overweight characters. You know when it was a mule bug with this bow, when people were able to get thousands of these mules using this bow E ability and basically getting these moves for free from tutorial island to the main continent. That's why we have this new thingy. It also creates a dummy effect at the self location for 1 second with a visible area radius of 3 units. It has a. This is actually interesting. This is probably very important. This dummy self location. I don't know. Maybe it's like it's weird. I imagine it's like we have a new boots that mirror after image ability that will teleport you somewhere, yeah, and there will be image behind your back, and you can get back to the previous location. If we will have the same W dash ability, it will be interesting. I wonder how it will work in the game. Again, if it will work in such way. Okay. Next, it's Pounce effect, yeah. Pounce. This ability represents the impact or landing effect of Panther Pounce ability. It does not consume energy or have range. It is an instant ability that triggers other effects. Okay, so when you will actually hit with your Pounce, you will activate something, yeah? Panther Pounce impact effect, targets enemy. Okay, nothing. Okay, let's see what will be next. Now it's a werewolf. Again, guys, as you can see, it is not full information. It is only part of the leaked code, but you at least can imagine the idea behind this new weapon line, which is very, very important. And again, it is just fun to discover. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we have. The next form is a werewolf. Werewolf shape melee attack enemy instant recast delay 2 seconds. Description: this ability removes the mob shape werewolf melee mark active spell from the target. It also includes a channel spell that plays a growing audio effect and visual impact effects at the target location. And actually this mark, so it is some kind of attack that will remove this mark, and this mark itself. This ability applies a dummy effect to all enemies lasting for 10 seconds. As I understood, and we were discussing this on stream, you know how this Carlion Wolf ability is working when you are trying to catch someone. Probably you are marking your enemy and they will leave this trail of blood that you need to collect to get movement speed. On a mount, in most of the cases, it is useless. But imagine the same ability, well, with the same mechanics, but when you're dismounted. So, as I understood, werewolves will have high mobility, and thanks to this thingy, and they will have a high, not even mobility, but track potential. If you will fight some kind of kite build, it will be much easier for you to catch it. Because they will kite you, they will leave this trail, you will pick up this trail, it will increase your movement speed. We'll see how it will work, we will see. Werewolf tear apart ability, it's a grounded ability, cast range 3 meters as debuff. The ability creates a spell indication area in a cone shape 150 degrees in the front of the character, visible to enemies. After a short delay, it triggers a spell effect area on the same cone shape, causing damage to enemies within the area. It also applies a threatening smash visual effect at the character's location and the threatening smash audio effect. So some kind of debuff with damage. But what kind of debuff it will be, we don't know yet. Yeah, it's both threatening smash. I don't see it. Okay, maybe further. A tear apart effect. It's a debuff. This ability directly reduces the health of the target enemy by 146 points physical damage. Also creates a spell effect area around the target, visible to enemies, and play a visual effect. Hunter mark trail, touch the target. Additionally, it plays some kind of effect also. Okay, it's interesting. Some kind of AoE. Yeah? Will it be AoE or not? This ability reduce of the target's enemy. Maybe it is a single target. That will reduce enemy health. It is interesting. Okay. Werewolf tear apart puddle effect. Aha, this is a puddle effect that I was talking about. See, this one. I don't know, he should show it on stream. Yeah, puddle effect. This ability applies to several buffs to the character, including a movement speed bonus, physical... Okay, so you track your enemy, yeah? He dropped these trails of blood. You need to collect them, and for collecting them, as I understood, yeah, I might be wrong, you will get speed bonus, physical attack damage bonus, magical attack damage bonus, physical spell damage bonus, and magical spell damage bonus. Each buff lasts for 3 seconds. That's what you're gonna get. Werewolf dash ability. Okay. Werewolf dash ability. Cast time instant. Recast delay 5 seconds. 5 seconds cooldown. This ability allows the character to dash towards an enemy, applying a short-lived aura effect. Again, we're gonna talk about this aura passives a bit later. Mock will take a look on everything. It is a huge leak file. It's just crazy. So, it is a werewolf. Listen, I want to play on a werewolf or on a cat. By the way, about cat, tiny spoiler, there will be invisibility. Okay, but we'll talk about this later. Okay. It is a moment where he's discussing these synergies with this werewolf. Okay. Next one will be Imp, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Let me check. It is code. Yeah, he translated via ChatGPT. Okay, this is interesting. Okay, it is imp spell, but now it's, as you can see, translated in a bit better way. Let him work. Yeah, ChatGPT, good job. Oh my god. Spell name, imp wrenched. Okay, so Q abilities on this imp that you will be able to transform into will be wrench. It is ability crowd control, recast delay 2 seconds, casting time 0 seconds, energy use no energy cost. For some reason, cast range 8 units, so 8 meters, it's super low. Single animation, instant ability is triggered immediately. Okay, remove another active spell, mob shape imp wrenched mark from the target. So actually you will be able to mark your enemies. It will be probably unique mechanic to all shape-shifting effects, as I understood. Okay, it will be a wrench nuke. Mark spell. Crowd control. All enemies. Cast range 12 meters. Instant. Ability effect, no operation, does nothing. Place damage effect. Okay, so as you can see, it's not a final version. Okay, Q spell, flame orb. It is crowd control, magma sphere. So you will throw a magma sphere on your enemy. Ability effect, create a flame orb projectile that passes through enemies, damaging them. So it will be like mini wildfire. Yeah, stores the target location of the ground for 3 seconds. Play teleportation effect. Resets the cooldown of the flame orb ability. So wait, if you're gonna hit with your flame orb ability, it will have less cooldown, yeah? Or no cooldowns. It is interesting. It is Q spell flame orb. So like an unknown target fire step ability, but will go through all enemies. It is interesting. Okay. W spell. Imp beam. It is a flame cone ability. I see already right now. Cast offensive beam and single animation. Damage likely at damaging ability. Channel a spell beam towards the enemy target, damaging them. Applies a movement speed debuff on them. So you will be an imp. Probably it is some kind of fire breath, yeah, in a cone that will deal damage and will slow enemies. The question is, will you be able to move during this channel? Because if not, it will be bad. I hope SBI will not do that, but yeah, in 2023 making such abilities is boring as hell. Hope you will be able to move. Let's go next. Oh, it's a rock elemental. Okay, this is the spells of a rock elemental that you will be able to use. Transform into. Type Q spell. A spell triggered by pressing the Q key. Cast time 0.3 seconds. Stone throw ability. The rock elemental throw a stone projectile at the ground. So like these tier 5 group mobs, yeah? Throw a stone. The impact of the stone projectile triggers the visual effect like explosion and stomp effect. Knockback. The spell also apply a knockback effect to enemies, pushing them away from the collision point. Damage. This spell directly reduces the health attribute of the enemy by 125, and it is Q ability. Range. The spell has a casting range of 18 units. It's actually huge. Cooldown. The spell can be recast after 4 seconds. The spell consumes 0 energy. Well, probably it will be changed. But 18-meter range nuke with a casting time 0.3. Depends what is the speed of this projectile will be. But on paper looks awesome. And even in large-scale PvP, it will deal lots of damage. Plus, you will reduce enemy maximum health if you're gonna hit. Will be OP. Very strong. I don't know about OP, but definitely usable. Rock Elemental Stomp. Type W spell. Okay, let's move a bit further. A spell triggered by pressing the W key. Casting time instant. Self. Ability Stomp. That Rock Elemental perform a stomping attack that damages enemies in its vicinity. Yeah? Damage. The spell directly reduces the health attribute of enemies by 55. So, stun. If the stomp hits at least two targets, it applies a 0.6 second stun to them. Again, this is native stats, so in reality, stun duration will be higher. But what's the funny part? Two abilities reduce enemy health. It is actually huge. In small scale PvP, it would be awesome. Imagine more than two targets. In small scale, it will be easy to perform. And stun. It's awesome. Okay, next. Rock Elemental Splitting Slash. Splitting Earth. Cast time 0.7 seconds. The Rock Elemental causes the ground to split, damaging enemies in multiple directions. The spell triggers indication area and effect areas to visualize the damage range. The spell inflicts damage on enemies within its area of effect. Cooldown. The spell can be recast after 15 seconds. So it is damage ability with 0.7 seconds cast time. Interesting. Okay. Rock Elemental Shield. Another W. A spell triggered by pressing W key. Shield. The Rock Elemental channels a shield ability, providing damaging enemies in multiple directions. Okay, wait. The Rock Elemental causes the ground to split. Okay, yeah, I'm reading the wrong thing. My bad. Okay, now. The Rock Elemental channel and shield ability providing defensive benefits. Defensive buffs. The spell applies buffs to the Rock Elemental, increasing the physical armor and magical resistance. Reflect damage. The spell activates a reflective damage effect, causing enemies to take a percentage of damage they deal to the Rock Elemental. The spell applies a stack effect, indicating the number of times the shield ability has been activated. And explosion. The spell triggers an explosion effect when the channeling ends, damaging enemies in the vicinity. The spell can be recast after 15 seconds. The spell consumes 23 energy. So you understood. You activate this shield. You will get resistance, you will reflect damage, and then after the duration, this shield will explode and deal damage to enemies. So my question is, because it is very important, if this explosive damage will depend on how much damage you was able to reflect, oh my god, imagine this one-shots. Maybe not one-shots, but huge burst damage only thanks to this W ability. You are going into ZVZ, you are tanky as hell, you are absorbing this damage, maybe healer also is healing you, you're barely surviving, and then when your shield is over, you explode and kill everyone. It is actually very interesting. I wonder how it will work. Will your damage that you deal after will depend on these numbers that you absorb or will not? Okay, not bad. Next one. Okay, we talked about this and beer, werewolf, imp, and the next will be eagle. Yeah. We were talking about that probably this is an eagle on a stick. The next will be definitely an eagle. Yeah, it's an eagle. Wait. Now it's better. Range attack. 2 seconds cast, cooldown, cast range 8. Instant. This ability transforms the character into eagle form, providing certain benefits and bonuses. It also has a channeling effect that lasts for 0.5 seconds, during which the character remains in the eagle form. The channeling effect includes the playing growl sound. So it's interesting. So it's like you will fly for 0.5 seconds. Because you will be already in an eagle form. So probably you will fly and perform some kind of range attack, and then you will go down. That's how it will work. Okay. Eagle Sharp Mark. Ranged. This ability mark all targets with a certain range. The specifics of the mark effect are not mentioned in the provided code. snipped. Okay. Some kind of effect. Avalonian Eagle Laser. Okay, what it will be? Avalonian Eagle Laser effect. This ability applies a direct attribute change to the enemy target, reducing their health by 30. It also applies a silence effect for 1.5 seconds to the enemy target, but only if the spell Attack Shape Eagle Mark is active on the target. Additionally, it applies some kind of effect. So you shoot with your laser, and if your enemy is debuffed, you will also silence them. Avalonian Eagle Airstrike. Cast time 1.5 seconds, recast delay 30 seconds. This ability performs an airstrike attack on the enemy target. It includes the visual effects such as a beam and cast animation. This ability applies damage to enemies within a circular radius area with a radius of 7. It also spawns an impact, okay, sound effects. Okay, so you will perform for 1.5 seconds, then you go up, yeah, and there will be some kind of airstrike. Interesting, okay. Flying Turret. Flying Turret, just the name of the ability. Maybe there will be... Okay, now it's... No, just Flying Turret. The name of the ability, Flying Turret. Nothing more, yeah? Okay, got it. So it was abilities, some of the abilities of incoming... weapon, yeah, and then let's talk about passive effects, because there is also lots of passive effects that you will be able to use. Yeah, okay. So passive effects, let's check. Okay, passives, guys, very important. Panther may grant the player invisibility and the ability to stack ferocity. So yeah, Panthers will have the invisibility, but how this invisibility will work, this is a question. Maybe, again, thoughts in my head. If you will stay on one place and will not move for, let's say, 2 seconds, you will become invisible. Just maybe. Okay. Next. Beer form passive could provide increased resistance to crowd control effects. So, if you are in a beer form, your crowd control resistance will be huge. In a werewolf form, which is nice, werewolf form allow players to heal a percentage of their health attribute when dealing damage. So basically it is a lifesteal built into the werewolf, which is awesome. Rock Elemental might grant the player ability to consume ferocity stacks, checks for the maximum health bonuses, reduce the movement speed, and potentially provide immunity to certain crowd control effects through this. Okay, so you will be able to consume some kind of stacks, yeah, passively, and increase your health, but it will reduce your movement speed. But in exchange, it will provide immunity to certain effects. It is interesting, okay. And Eagle likely allow the player to consume the ferocity stacks and possibility activate an aura effect that affects the energy attributes of a friendly targets. So as I understood, Eagles will be a semi-support in ZVZ, probably in ZVZ or in small-scale PvP. That's definitely the case. Why I was talking about at the beginning of this video that probably they're gonna rework melee combat, because some abilities on this Shape Eagle, I'm not sure where I found it, but ChatGPT told that there will be a specific width and height of these abilities where they will be able to hit your enemy. I assume since devs announced this castle rework and since there will be walls, there will be this height actually of towers, etc., low ground and other things will actually matter in Albion. I think that yeah, that was a huge spoiler to incoming changes into Albion combat. So you will not be able to cast a split slash through the wall and deal damage. And the same goes if you will be on top, will cast some kind of ability, you will not be able to deal damage. But if you will use some spells like an eagle form, you will be able to deal damage not on this range, but on this range. Yeah, so you will do damage. Well, you understood, yeah. In what way? But that's all basically what we got from today's stream on Markdown. On Markdown stream. I hope you enjoy. Again, it might be all fake, who knows? But such well-made pictures, then leaked code, I'm not sure. It looks like legit information, and it is cool. Listen, having a shapeshifters in the game, it is, oh my god, how awesome it is. I cannot wait. Probably I'm gonna get 100 specs on the first day on all these weapons, and we're gonna test it. In open world, in corrupted dungeons, inside of the mists, maybe in some small scale PvP. Mostly I'm interested in this cat form, werewolf form, this one, these two forms. I think they will be very strong. They're the simplest one, yeah, but I think they will dominate. I might be wrong, we'll see how it goes. But for today it is all, guys. Share this video with your friends if you watch it till this moment. It is pretty long video, but I hope it was worth your time and you're hyped the same way like I am right now. Stay safe and bye.